So good morning, everyone. This is April 21st, 2022. This is the Somerset County Association of Resource Providers. Thanks everyone for joining us this morning as frost brings us in for a lovely spring morning. It was pretty frosty out there this morning. I know we have a few agenda items today around things that we discussed last time. We were going to talk about nominations for our board positions. And then, as always, we should do our round robin to get updates from agencies. My inclination is to start with the board position nominations and see where we're at with that. Would anyone like to start by making any nominations, or is there any comments or questions folks have about that?
Are we doing all four positions, Julie, or just two?
I think we're in a position where we need to do all four, even though I know normally it's the stagger it type plan. It's been so long since we've had any change up. That would be my inclination. Because technically two of those positions are entirely have been vacant for some time, so.
Julie, what are the positions that are vacant? Are they specific positions?
The vacant positions are actually president and vice president. The positions that have someone in them is mine, which is secretary, and my colleague Russ McMahon is technically our treasurer. He is our treasurer in absentia. He's still happily holding the position, but he runs another community-based meeting at the same time, so he hasn't been in attendance for a while. And myself and Russ are both more than happy to pass along our tenure and hand off the baton to the next folks. So nobody feel obliged to keep us in these positions because we could use a break. Rob knows. Rob's been there. So are there any specific are there any nominations anyone would like to make, or anyone interested in a specific role for themselves? I don't think that we're above nominating ourselves.
I believe in the last meeting, Lisa had volunteered to be the president, so I would nominate her for the president position.
Yes. Thank you. And Brittany, yes, you did offer to be the secretary as well. So I would nominate Brittany for secretary.
Are there any nominations for treasurer or vice president? Or I should say, any volunteers for treasurer or vice president? Well, I'm taking notes here. Oh, are you volunteering as tribute?
Yeah, I'll be the vice president, I guess.
Okay. And would anybody be interested in treasurer? I can say it's not that scary of a role. We have a bank account at Skowhegan Savings. All that's required to get put on that is to bring a copy of the minutes from our meeting once you're elected, and you walk in, you sign a couple of papers, and then we as a group make decisions what we do with that money. So it's nothing too overwhelming.
And I will say in the past, when we've struggled for officers, because really we're not going after any grants to my knowledge, so it's not managing like a huge amount of money. We've combined it with either the secretary position or the vice president.
Okay, so that's something that we can put in the hands of our leaders if nobody wants the specific role. That makes sense. I'm glad we have you here, Rob.
Yeah, it's nice to have two people. So when you do go into the bank, having at least two people that are authorized I thought they asked for, you know, a copy of the bylaws at one point to see what the bylaw states as to who is permitted to write checks or withdraw
Mhm.
money.
That probably is true.
How do we have money anyways, and what have we used it for in the past? Like, I think you all made a donation to our 5K before, but where did the money come from?
That's a good question.
A lot of it, I think, is just residual. We did some fundraising several years ago now. You know, we had a few like spaghetti supper type things. We had the coin laundry stuff, though that I think was a separate account.
Some of it goes way back. I mean, when SCARP first started, we actually had dues that all participating agencies paid, either at an individual or at an agency level. And I mean, you're talking well over a decade ago, but SCARP did apply for some grants. We were part of a RAND survey, and we received a stipend for participating in that. We had a teen pregnancy grant. So throughout the years, we have received some funds. But back then we used to even hire a bookkeeper. But when we stopped delivering services specifically as a coalition or a collaborative group, that's when we really stopped receiving any sort of funds, and this is all carryover money.
And my thought is in the coming year, we should probably find a plan to do something with it so that we're not just sitting on it for the sake of sitting on it. So either come up with, once we have a board, we can come up with goals of what we want our agenda for the coming year to be. And I would think we should, find some good uses for that, whether it's, supporting some of the things kind of like Michelle said, I think it's the domestic violence 5K is the one that Michelle's with. We can support some of those things, or maybe we bring back a movie night or, do something in the community with those funds to make use of them. But that can be something that we can discuss after our elections to work towards getting goals set up for the coming year. So at this point, let me just see. Lisa, remind me, what is your new agency?
I work for Woodlawn Rehab and Nursing Center in Skowhegan. I'm the Director of Social Services.
Thanks. And then Karen, what is your agency?
Crisis and counseling.
Oh, thank you. All right. So what we can do is we can accept those as our nominations for today, and I will put that out. Hopefully we can get a good turnout next month and we can have an election. Here's a thought. We can either have an election in person in Zoom next month, or I could put out a Survey Monkey as an election for people to vote electronically. Any thoughts on that? At this point, you guys are running uncontested. So my assumption is you're going to get voted in, but that's just me guessing. How would we like to run that?
I'm open to either. I can let you know I will not be here next month. I'm doing a training that day, so.
Do we think we might get a better response if I do a Survey Monkey out asking folks to vote? Okay. Rob, as far as the treasurer position, I mean, we have a couple of options. I can volunteer Russ to keep doing it. He's on it currently, and then we can reassess that next year. Or I don't, as far as the banking stuff, I don't know if we have anything in the bylaws to cover that. I'm just concerned if we change it up and we don't have an actual named treasurer, then we won't have anyone with the ability to sign at the bank. So maybe we should just keep it with Russ for another year unless somebody has a nomination to make.
I agree.
So congratulations, Russ.
And being a fairly new person on this, in this group, but I just was wondering, so there's nothing in the bylaws that says that you cannot take a vote like this electronically? I'm
I'm pretty
I've
sure
gone
our
through this.
bylaws predate electronics.
Oh, okay.
So there's nothing
All
to
right.
specifically state that we can't.
Okay.
On the
Okay.
the other side of that coin, there probably isn't anything that specifically states that we can. But I with the other committees that I am on, we are taking a liberal reading of bylaws, kind of like a COVID protocol that is like our meetings are now on Zoom instead of in person, that sort of thing. There's nothing in the bylaws that says we can't meet on Zoom, therefore we can meet on Zoom. So I think that, again, coming agenda for the coming year of SCARP, I think probably an updated version of our bylaws is not a bad idea. That's probably well overdue an adjustment. And that's something that we can discuss on, a month-to-month basis and just tackle one thing at a time. It's nothing that anyone, especially anyone coming into officer positions, needs to be overwhelmed by, because we can, again, we do everything as a group in our meetings. So there's not a whole lot going on behind the scenes that you would need to do separate from the team.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
Is there anything that says we have to do elections only once a year? Because I don't know my agency's policies on this, so I don't want to volunteer for treasurer without checking.
Gotcha.
Typically, we do a rotation of who shows up to the meetings. So I would need to check and see, can I go to every meeting? And
Gotcha. It's a good
so I don't
question.
know the policies.
So you can hold another election if there's a vacancy. So once people were situated, if Russ formally vacated
away.
the position, then you're allowed to vote. According to the bylaws, you're allowed to vote in a new position.
Perfect. So yeah, so if you want to find that out, we can plan for Russ to retire at a future date.
That would work for me. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. All right, so do we want to do our round robin and get some updates, or is there anything else business-wise that we need to discuss? Oh, and I'm gonna make one comment. Hey, Jen, you're not new to the party. You've been here for years.
I guess that's
Like
true.
you were in person pre-COVID for some time.
I guess
so,
that's right. I guess that's right.
Girlfriend, you're not new.
This July will be 4 years, and it seems like, I guess the COVID time warp has a.
It is a time warp. I will fully own that there is a total time warp. But yeah, I'm like, wait a second, you're new? Like, how is that new? You're a fixture, my friend. You're not going anywhere. All right, so who wants to get us started on updates?
I'm
Well,
happy to go.
unmuted. I'll go.
Oh,
Go
go,
for
Jen.
Okay. Okay. Well, for those of you who might not know me, I'm Jen Reed. I'm the pastor at Centenary United Methodist Church on Dr. Mann Road in Skowhegan. Also, we have a new little nonprofit called Common Unity Place that is housed inside of the church. We have on Wednesdays, we have the clothes closet, the Cup Cafe, and the thrift shop are all open from 9 to noon. And the clothes closet is open from also from 5 to 7. We have an abundance of free clothing of all ages, sizes, seasons. And we just switched over to our spring and summer. So we have plenty of clothing if you know someone that needs clothing. And we have also our Cup Cafe offers a free lunch on Wednesdays with coffee, snacks, free Wi-Fi. Also, community partners are invited to come and table and set up if you have information or you want to engage the community. We have anywhere from 35, I think last week we had 50 something people come, so it kind of fluctuates. But you can engage them right there in the cafe. So you're welcome. Just contact me if you'd like to come and set up a table, and I will make sure that you are welcomed and there's space open for you. Also on Tuesday, we on the second and fourth Tuesday of every month, we also host the drive-through free meal program. And so our next free meal will be on Tuesday, this coming Tuesday. It's a baked ham dinner. If you know folks that need a free meal, they can just call the church number and leave their order and name and pick it up between 5 and 6 p.m. That evening. Also, I should also mention that we are hosting the community baby shower. That's going to be coming up on June 11th. And I believe that's from 10 to 2. And if they'd like to register, there's going to be 3 sessions of 50 people each, and they need to register for that. And they can do that. There's a links online under KVCAP. And Kristen Plummer would be the person to see about that. Also, I just would like to mention one thing with the cafe. With working with the Madison Food Pantry, we just received a pallet of personal care items, shampoo, soaps, toothbrushes, toothpaste. So that is a new feature that we have at the cafe that we source. We have been able to do that, and we're very happy about that. I think those are the major events happening. And of course, we're participating in Scalpendus this coming Friday downtown from 5 to 7. Thank you. And thank you all for what you're doing for the community. Appreciate it.
You want
have
to
a
pass it
couple-
to someone?
I have a couple questions if you don't mind. Because I'm really new to this group. I'm Laurie Glidden. I work at Maine Housing. I manage the family self-sufficiency program called Restart. So Jen, you mentioned the community baby shower. What is that?
Well, it is, as it sounds, we're hosting our 3rd annual baby shower. It was first started 3 years ago with Kristen Plummer kind of spearheads it, and it's many of the organizations in the community get together and we throw a baby shower for new parents in the community. And we partner with Maine Needs from down in the Portland area. Like I think last year we gave away like 40 strollers. I had a woman from that knew me through the church that has hand crocheted 150 baby blankets
Wow.
pass out. And we work with like New Balance, with sneakers, many different agencies coming together to donate resources. And then the day of the baby shower, folks can come and set up tables for your organization and just engage the new parents as they come through. And this year we're staging them 3 sessions instead of just having people come up and go through all at once, in part because of safety for COVID, but also just because we realized by breaking it down and having them register, we could spend more time with them and kind of share information in a much more relaxed way and personal way. And so that is kind of scheduled through the online link with Kristen Plummer.
So they have to schedule, and
Yes.
previously they didn't have to schedule?
Pre-COVID, the first year we did it, people could just, I think they may have had to register, but they just all came, they came and at one time.
Yeah,
Okay.
the first year it was the first 100 people got a gift bag through the door. Now it's registrations.
Yes,
Make sure
And
we
there-
have enough gift bags.
right. And there will be gift bags handed out. Yeah, for
Okay.
that. And
And then you also mentioned something about KVCAP when you were talking about that at the same time.
yes, well, I mean, KVCAP is Kristen Plummer's the contact person for that.
Oh, okay.
And they if there's questions about that, I believe they should be talking to Kristen, and I believe through the KVCAP and Family Enrichment Council There's an info sheet
Okay.
out there, probably on their Facebook page or website.
And last question, where is the link for people to sign up for that?
In the
That
chat,
would-
Rob just put it in the
It's in
chat.
our chat?
Thank
Okay.
you, Rob. Thank you for doing that. Yes.
Thank
I can
you.
do a quick screen share and show you
Okay.
the flyer if you want.
Awesome. Awesome.
Oh, nope, I can't.
That's okay. I'll look at the link. Thank you very much.
All right, who wants to go next?
I can go. Not a lot of updates, sort of the same ones I've been talking about, but they're coming up. So we've got National Drug Take Back Day coming up April 30th between 10 and 2. I'm making sure it is April 30th. Yes, April 30th. We're going to be at Scalpendus as well. We are going to have members from ROAR, which is the Recovery Opioid and Addiction Resources Group. They're going to be doing some crafts, rock painting, but they're also going to have Recovery Community Center tip sheets and going to be trying to engage community members and just seeing what their interest is in having a recovery community center in Skowhegan. And they're planning on also presenting to at the town meeting, just to inform the select persons that this is an interest, it's something that's lacking. So we've got that going on. And for the baby shower, the CDC is going to be providing us with 150 doTERRA pouches, which is a environmentally friendly way of disposing of unused or expired medications. And so we're getting enough to put a doTERRA pouch in every single diaper bag. So, yep.
Rob, do you have a flyer for that Drug Take Back Day? Because I'd post
I
that.
do. Yep,
Okay.
I can send you. I actually have something I created for the movie theater, so I can send you. So it's like a PowerPoint slide.
Yes, perfect.
It's good for the monitors. So yep.
Thank you. Thank you.
What is Scalpendus?
It's Scalpendus is a free community event. It's really again, KB Cap is who spearheads it. It's part of Child Abuse Prevention Awareness Month. It's really just intended to be a free, fun activity for families to be able to come out. It's in the parking lot behind the Chamber of Commerce downtown. It's from 5 to 7:30. They have everything is free. They ask that all the vendors do some sort of free activity. They're going to have hot dogs, a popcorn machine, and then I saw on the map, so maybe we're having pizza too. I know historically they have done that through the grist mill and the miller's table. So there's usually a couple hundred people that show up. There's raffle prizes or door prizes. And it happens rain or shine.
Sounds like a nice event. What does
Yeah.
Scalpendus stand for? I mean, Skowhegan, I get that.
I'm wondering if Kristen or one of her predecessors actually created that. I have, Scalpendus has
idea.
been around for a very long time.
I didn't know that. I've never heard of it.
Yeah, yep,
Okay. Thank you.
yep. Brittany, do you want to go next?
Sure. I don't really have a whole lot of updates. We still have some classes coming up in May 11th. We're doing our virtual community advanced directive workshop. It's free to the community. Anyone that wants to sign up can just contact me. When someone signs up, I send them a packet in the mail with a blank advanced directive document. And when they attend the workshop, they get to fill it out and complete their own document right on there and ask questions if they need to. May 18th, we're doing a community substance use disorder, opioid use disorder resource class for the community, partnering with Somerset Public Health. They're going to be talking, how do families cope and help their loved ones who are experiencing addiction. So that's going to be an evening class on May 18th. And we are also going to be at Scalpendus tomorrow. I'm doing a dental health table with just a quick little fun brushing teeth activity. And then the kids who participate can go home with some dental health items. So we'll be there tomorrow. Do you want me to pass it on to somebody? Okay, Lisa, do you want to go?
Thank you. Lisa Meacham, Director of Social Services with Woodlawn Nursing and Rehab Center. I'm just transitioning into my role. I mean, we're hiring, like most places are, just really acclimating to my new role. Outside of that, I know we've been able to put out your information, Brittany, on the advanced directive with our newsletter. And I believe our activities has reached out to you, Jen, regarding coming and seeing us. So that's great that we've been able to connect to some new folks here as well. So just connecting. So thank you so much. I will pass it on to Amy.
Hi, I'm Amy Cunningham. I'm from Hospice Volunteers of Somerset County. We are going through a little bit of a transition ourselves. Our executive director resigned at the end of January, and so it's basically been just me, but I'm holding it together. Right now, we're doing a grief family and friends support group on Fridays from 5:30 to 6:30, and that's going to be a 6-week session. We already had our first session last Friday, so we have 5 more weeks to go. If you have anybody that you know that would benefit from a grief group session or environment, just send them our way. And let me see what else is going on. Oh, we right now have about 4 hospital beds available. If you know anybody that needs hospital beds. Jen, I don't know. I've been kind of sending people your way for wheelchairs because we don't have any wheelchairs. And I didn't know if you guys had any in stock. So,
we have like one, I think 1 or 2 right now. We have a transport chair, and I've been sending people your way with hospital beds. And I was wondering, she's going to say, Jen, no more beds. I think I've gotten like 3 people that had called, like one right after the other, and I sent them all your way. So
yeah, that's fine because we do have the room for them right now. So it's fine. Yeah. We have a lot of walkers too. So if anybody, so right now our good inventory is hospital beds and walkers. And I really think that's about all from us right now. Yeah, we're still here pedaling, treading water, but we're still here. All right, I'll pass it on to Lori.
Hi, everyone. As I said, my name is Laurie Glidden. I work with Maine Housing. I manage the Family Self-Sufficiency Program, which is called Restart. The Restart program is a voluntary program for anyone that has a Section 8 voucher, a housing choice voucher. Maine Housing is the only housing authority that serves Somerset County. So any of your voucher holders that you know of, any people you work with that have a voucher, they can participate in the Restart program. It's an employment and savings program, and we focus heavily on financial coaching. We help people to become self-sufficient, as I said. There's also a savings incentive with this program. Once people complete the program and reach their goals, they have the potential to get a good chunk of money. I handed out a check for $18,000 at the end of last year. So it's really worthwhile for anyone looking to go back to work. They don't have to work full time. They can be disabled, and we work closely with them. In terms of the housing authority itself, I do want to emphasize that we are the only housing authority in Somerset County. So, we're your link to housing in terms of Section 8 and any of the services that are provided, such as LIHEAP and those kinds of things. The ERA, Emergency Rental Assistance Program, is still going on, and people can apply through our website. It's one of our featured programs, so when you go on to the webpage, it's right there, so they shouldn't have a problem finding that information to apply. Also, if anyone wants to apply for the waitlist, Section 8 waitlist, there's a link on our webpage there in order to do that. And that's the only way to apply is through, we can manage to get a paper application if someone absolutely has to have it, but really it's an online process now. So yeah, so our website is the place to go for that. I think that's everything, unless anyone has any questions. And I think I'll go with Brittany. I don't think you've gone, have you?
Have gone already, yeah.
And it's Michelle.
Yeah, I can go. No problem. Hi, y'all. Sorry, I was driving for the first part of the meeting. I'm Michelle of Family Violence Project. We're the Domestic Violence Resource Center serving Kennebec and Somerset counties. Our big announcements are just that we have a volunteer training coming up this summer, starting in June. It'll be June and July on Monday and Wednesday evenings from 5:30 to 8:30. It will be over Zoom. That is an incredible training. And so if anyone wants to do that, we would love to have you. I'll put the link in the chat. It's a really awesome training and it's with me. So you'd get to hang out with me every Monday and Wednesday. So that would be awesome. And then we have, we'll also be at Scout Pendus, not the baby shower, all those things. There are a couple other events coming up that we're going to be at too. There's the Colby College Men's Stories Project. And it's, I'll read just a description, a storytelling and community dialogue project that seeks to shift the narrative about masculinity, inviting both courage and vulnerability to support health and equity. So I really appreciate that they're doing that and they invited us to come and table. We'll also be at Arts in Bloom in Waterville. So for folks working in Waterville, I'll put the link for that in the chat as well. It's in May on a Saturday and they have tons of cool stuff going on there, including free ice cream. We'll be tabling at the free ice cream at the Children's Discovery Museum from 1 to 3, but they have lots of really cool things going on. It's nice that, we're going, the world is opening back up and we're getting to see people and do all the things again. I think that is all I have for now. Does anyone have any questions or anything?
I do, Michelle. So you and I can probably have a deeper conversation about this later on down the road, but I was wondering how you guys would feel, or if you guys have already got anything in place about the type of violence that happens with people going through dementia.
We do not, that I know of. We support people, experiencing violence of any kind. But yeah, you're right. It is a very specific thing that people experience. And often, they still want to stay in their home and support their loved one. It can be very isolating because they know their partner doesn't mean to do it. They're, having a fear reaction based on what they believe is happening, which is not reality. It is very complicated.
Very complicated.
We don't have anything technically in place, but we are here to support, people, wherever they're at and what's going on.
Right. Well, I was wondering, right. So I was wondering if maybe that would be a collaborative type thing that we could work together and kind of put something in place.
Yeah, that would be great. We would love to, we're here to speak to anyone and to be able to speak with folks who are experiencing that. It is, I have a family friend who was recently going through that and it's so scary and you don't know what to do to support them, but you also don't want to put that loved one in a home yet if they don't, but for everyone's safety, it's really, really hard.
Well, and
really
for
hard
me,
decisions.
so I used to work at the jail, and unfortunately, people would come in having had an episode, and of course they did hit people. They did, commit that type of, crime, and they ended up coming to jail. And it's like, what do we do with that?
It's really scary. Yeah, if they think that they're in the wrong house, their partner is an intruder.
Yeah.
It's heartbreaking.
Right. So as victims all the way around. So and as a community, I think we need to create something to help envelope people and protect them, protect everybody.
Yeah. I'll put my email in the chat, Amy. And
okay, perfect. That sounds great.
chat
Sorry,
more.
everybody, if we talked too long.
I can go next. Sonia Campbell with Maine Families through KVCAP. Big thing, as I say always, we're taking referrals. We do prenatal and the first 3 months, and then we can go up to 3 years old once they're enrolled. We are also hiring, so looking for more family visitors. We have been doing a project with the Department for Families First. So we're helping with that program. We're only doing 1 or 2 per site right now, just because it's more intensive than our normal home visiting. But so we've been busy with that, and we're going to be at Scalpendus tomorrow night. So hoping a lot of people come see us, because I have no clue what I'm doing, but we're going to be fishing, you know, some of the activities that we would do with our families that we go visit. So we're looking forward to that. And of course, the baby shower is something that we're involved in as well.
Sonia, do you still have the critical vacancy? I heard Jerry use that term for Somerset County.
Yeah, we have a critical vacancy kind of everywhere, but I know here in Skowhegan where we need, I think, at least two more people. And then the Kennebec County, they did get 1 new person there. So I say they're less need than our county, but right now everybody is kind of handling both counties, just because we're getting more people, which is great, but we want to be able to serve them the best way possible. And oh, I guess that's the big news. We've started in home again. So officially May 2nd, but I know some have already been done. And that we have a COVID protocol that we go through, you know, to keep us safe, keep them safe. And it's at the family's comfort level. So if a family is not comfortable with it, we still offer Zoom. Or however, sometimes it's the weather that cancels out our plans. I think, Karen, are you the last one here?
I think I am. So I'm Karen Chase. I'm the options liaison for Somerset County. I don't think crisis and counseling really has many updates as far as options goes. Like everywhere else, the agency is hiring. We will be at Scalpendus and the baby shower as well. As far as options goes, I'm always taking referrals for people with substance use disorder and getting them connected with treatment. We do have lots of things coming down the pipeline options statewide. We're partnering with the Maine State Police and the EMS. So both of them will be referring people who they come in contact to options as well. So if you guys know anybody who could use us, we're here. And I'll drop my link. We do have the referral link in my information, so I'll drop that in the chat for you.
I think that leaves it with me. Did everyone go? I think everyone went. And speaking of the chat, there are a bunch of links in there today. So that is the one thing that does not always get preserved with the recording. So if you want to copy and paste any links to anything that you want to go to, take a moment to do that now before we close things out. I'm Julie Bielko. I'm with Department of Corrections. I'm a juvenile community corrections officer for Somerset County. Really don't have much in the way of updates. Take that as a good thing. Always a good sign when there's nothing too crazy going on. But yeah, we're just kind of trucking through and status quo. So that's a good thing. So I'll kind of wrap things up for today. I will put together a Survey Monkey with the election information and I'll send that out in the coming days. So if everyone could take some time to go and vote for the people that are uncontested, we would appreciate it.
Julie, will you send that out via email or do we need to go to the Facebook page?
I'll probably put it on both. I'll probably do the MailChimp email. That's everybody that I currently have in our email registry. And then I'll post it on the Facebook page as well. I don't think there's any harm in, you know, if we get some random voting. I can't imagine anyone's too eager to be voting for the roles of the SCARP board. But God forbid a random passerby of our Facebook page just decides to vote. You guys are uncontested, so I really don't think this is going to be an issue. So I'll get that out, and we will be in touch for next month. So thanks everyone very much, and have a great day.